Yummy. Yummy.
Common Good TV Show. The Common Good TV Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor. The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
All right, welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show. I'm your host, Ron Arenas, with my co-host, Alyssa.
Hey, good to be back. I hope everybody had a great holiday season. I hope it was refreshing for everybody.
It was nice. It was nice. And now we're going to be talking with Ricky Williams of Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Well,
Still recovered from the holidays.
Well, we're still going, so we're going strong. Everybody's out working now, and we just had the holidays, so lots of clogged pipes. And now that stuff's starting to get cold, we're starting to see water heaters go, and starting to see, especially anybody that's got galvanized, we're starting to see a lot of leaks coming from there. So, yeah, we're in full swing.
Finally, the cold is coming.
Yes.
Hopefully. I don't know. It's been up and down. I think it's supposed to be like 80 degrees again soon. But
Well, it doesn't know what it's doing.
I know.
My family came down from Tacoma, Washington, and they were just like, oh my gosh, the weather here is so insane. It's 40 degrees in the morning and it's 80 degrees in the afternoon. Like, we don't know how to dress.
Right. Yep. Oh, yeah. You always have to have a sweatshirt in your car this time of year. And, if you leave early in the morning, you have it on, and then you kind of leave it in your car because you don't need it in the middle of the day. But you'll need it at night if, once the sun goes down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, back to the water heater situation. It's funny how all the water heaters are starting to go out at the same time this time of year.
Yeah.
What causes that?
Well, they're overworking themselves, so they basically didn't need to even operate because Tucson weather is hot. So your water's already hot, and so now it's having to work harder. But you have a combination of water heating up, but you also have a combination of actually having pipes burst. So now occasionally you'll have stuff that's a little bit colder in temperature. So you hit those 20-degree temperatures, and so you basically have all this water coming in, and it's just water heaters, they'll go out throughout the year. You just notice them a lot more in the wintertime because
Well, they're working harder. You have that water coming out of the ground, and during the summer that water could be 90 or 100 degrees, but during the winter it could be anywhere from 20 to 40 degrees.
So it can kind of work in the summer, and you feel like you've got hot water, but wintertime comes, and you're taking a shower at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you have the Tucson temperature water. I'm telling you, it's
Not pleasant morning.
no, it's not. So you kind of experience it in full bore. So
right, you could be in for a rude surprise.
yeah.
Huh. So how do people prevent overworking their water heater? Is that even possible?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
One of the biggest things you can do is preventative maintenance. So, flushing your water, I'd recommend it once a year, flushing your water heaters. So whether that's your tank or tankless, flushing it out, keeping all that stuff out. Because, if you think about it, when you're heating that water inside, you've got all the calcium deposits going in. You've got the rust from the lines. You've got everything that the city just pushes into those things. And so now you've got a bunch of popping materials that are just like heating up. It's like a chemical reaction. If you've ever seen when you heat up water and you get all the bubbles, or when you're in science class and you watch stuff speed up and stuff just starts slinging, well, that's what's going on in your water heater. So you're heating up all those minerals and deposits that are in there, and so they start shooting it across your water heater, and they'll put holes in it, and basically just starts eating it away. And so, it's metal. So.
Oh. Interesting. Sounds complicated. I take it that Picture Rocks can come and do it for me.
We can come do it for you. Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect. And as the weather is starting to get colder, what other issues do you see people have at home?
Well, even a lot of, especially during the holidays when you're dumping a bunch of grease down your lines.
Guilty.
So in the summertime, that grease is hot, right? And it's going through your pipes, and it just kind of flows like it's supposed to. Well, as the weather changes and it gets a little bit colder, you start to solidify it. So what happens when you stick, a pot? You put meat inside your fridge, right? And the grease, you see the grease starting to form on top of your
Congeal.
meat.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the colder it gets, the harder it gets. So that's exactly what's happening in your pipe. So eventually, all that grease just turns into one solid mass inside your pipe. So, and that leads to other issues. Sometimes people are like, well, just come and snake it real quick for me, right? Well, sometimes it doesn't work because what it's going to do is it's going to poke a hole in that grease, and then as more grease goes down it's just going to start cooling down and hardening, and it'll close it back up. So it's like sticking your finger inside of glue, and you know how it does that
Yeah.
suction thing. Well, it's going to do that in your pipes too. So a lot of times, sticking a jetter inside and actually hydrojetting out your lines so that you have nothing on your sidewalls of your pipes, it'll keep it running, and you can get warranties out of it that way too. So
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, for those of us who know better but still need a reminder, go ahead and tell me what will happen down the line if you keep pouring grease down the sink.
it'll just keep solidifying to the sides of your walls, so it will get thicker and thicker, and and eventually it'll start grabbing everything else that goes down. So say you have it starts going down, and next thing you know, it's in your main line. Well, everything's got to travel into your main line, so you do your dirty business and everything goes down the toilet, and so now you've got toilet paper grabbing onto that grease. You've got everything else that goes down, and so you don't just have a clogged secondary line from your kitchen or your bathroom, because your skin's oily too, so you have all the oils from your skin that are in the secondary lines, but now it's all in your main line. So now you're dealing with mainline clogs, and then the next thing you know, you have roots that are coming in, and they're feeding off of it because they love it, because it's high nutritious water going through there. So it's one
That's how
thing
you grow
after
big
another.
trees.
Yeah, that's how you.
Pour grease down the drain.
That is it. Yeah. But
Oh, well, I think you sufficiently scared me.
yeah, no, I highly recommend anybody that if you're even questioning, I mean, honestly, call up one of our guys. We'll get a camera, and we'll stick a camera in your line and show you exactly what it looks like. And my guys call it the plumbing channel.
Huh.
And occasionally you'll see a cockroach crawling through your sewer, or
Pretty much every time.
pretty much every
Yeah,
time.
Every
yeah.
time you put a camera down through that one of those cleanouts, you'll see some cockroaches down there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But we can take you to the plumbing channel, and you can see the condition of your pipes, and allow you to kind of make a decision on if that's something you'd like to do to clean out your pipes. So.
Yeah. But definitely something that you want to do for preventive maintenance is not put grease down your
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
your drains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you just get lazy. Okay.
It's true. Yeah.
It happens. And every time you wash dishes, you're going to have
Yeah.
grease and stuff, and it goes down your drains, and it slowly accumulates.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not the end of the world, but that's where, if every once a year you take that step in preventive maintenance, you'll probably never have a backup in your house. So
Yeah.
if you've ever had backups before, they're not fun, but
They're not.
just those, the inexpensive stuff you do makes a big difference in the long run. So it really does save your plumbing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And usually the backups happen at the worst time possible.
Oh yeah, it's when you
Such
have a
is life.
guest over and
Right.
they flush it, and I mean, we had some friends that just had a bunch of guests over, and it flooded out their entire bathroom and came
Ooh.
up through the
Oh my gosh, I would have had a conniption.
yeah, it flooded, so it flooded their bathroom and came up through their shower, and
Oh no.
but it you let it go long enough, it'll go up through your toilet too. So
Oh, you. Okay.
but yeah.
And do you want to tell our listeners what other services that Picture Rocks provides, especially that might be relevant to this holiday season?
Yeah, no, we do all the things water or drain related. So anytime you've got anytime you want to jet out lines or replace water lines, we can do yard line water lines. We'll dig a trench for you. Anything from 5 feet up to 1,500 feet. So we'll do a quarter-mile line if you want it. So, but yeah, so as the temperatures start to drop, checking on your risers coming into your home, and because those areas where the pipes are coming out, that's where you kind of want to look at. So just take a walk around your house, and if you've got those leaks that are coming, that's what's going to melt, or that it's going to freeze on you.
Mm.
And so those things that you're going to have issues with.
Right. Anything exposed, any exposed pipes, you want to make sure that nothing's leaking. So yeah, it's a good idea to walk around your house just to make sure that everything is.
Go take a look at your water heater. Look at your lines going into your water heater. You're going to have one line coming in and one line that feeds the house, and so that you're going to have a valve on there usually, and so you want to check those valves, make sure that if they're leaking and you have any type of an emergency in your home, you want to be able to shut that off, or otherwise it just causes leaks later. So keep an eye on those things as it gets cold. Yeah.
We have about a minute left. Can you tell us real quick about whole house water filtration?
Yeah, absolutely. Tucson's got some of the hardest water.
Yes, it does.
And I don't know if you guys have seen that white stuff, all that calcium that forms on your faucets, but by doing a whole home water filtration, it will save your fixtures, and so you'll see a decrease in calcium and iron and all that stuff. But there's not just those kind of systems. There's systems that you can actually keep all the iron and calcium in it, and it just changes the chemical composition of your water. It allows it to not solidify or scale to your pipes, to your fixtures, and things like that. So it makes got a big glass wall in your shower, you can squeegee it right off, and it'll stay off, and it won't etch the glass. So
fantastic. And how do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, pixelrockscooling.com, and give us a ring, and any of our customer service gals or guys would be happy to answer your questions, and yeah, if there's any questions you guys have, just reach out to us.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. This is the Common Good Radio Show. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, and we will see you next week.
Common Good TV Show. The Common Good TV Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.